Hey y'all, today I feel like we really need to have a discussion regarding Kik being in the Einstein files. And by Einstein, you know the files I'm actually talking about. My hope is that this video is a wake-up call for parents who are ignorant to the dangers of social media, or maybe even a parent who just doesn't care to protect their kids. Lots of early 2000s kids were introduced to social media at a very young age. I would say the ages range from 8 to 12 years. During these early years of social media, it was still a mystery of all the ways it could psychologically affect people, especially children. Now that we know more and can see how toxic and dangerous the internet is, parents should be taking it upon themselves to protect their kids in ways maybe they wish they would have been protected. We are going to discuss a very niche topic of young girls being on Kik Messenger, not only looking to message older men, but looking to talk to them sexually. These long, drowned out memories of Kik resurfaced for me when this video came up on my For You page. It reads, "Kik is in the Einstein files."
Where's Rick?
I'm
Don't care. Where's Rick?
I was thinking, damn, I remember doing some weird stuff on Kik when I was younger, which was something I never told anyone because obviously I assumed people would think I'm weird, or when I was younger, I thought I would get in trouble, not realizing I was actually the one being victimized. I opened the comments to a slew of other women professing these hidden secrets, and I can't lie, these replies were cracking me up. This lady said, "So, am I in those files?" with this hilarious meme of Tyler Perry. A lady replied to this saying, "I need this answer quickly." As we keep scrolling, we see even more relatable comments. "So, we all lived the same life as a teenager?" The reply says, "Preteen." And yes. Meg says, "I keep trying to forget about that app, but it will never leave my memories, sadly." This next comment here really, for me, sums up how exceptionally strange this common occurrence is. The comment reads, "Of course it is. We all collectively were groomed on there." And a lady replies, "We were all getting unwanted D pics at 13, 14, 15 on there." And to this comment, I have to say, even though it sounds horrible, the truth is that a lot of these girls were not receiving these photos unwanted. In saying that, I also think that those girls should not be shamed for it. We are all born as sexual beings, so of course at the age where girls really start hitting puberty and experiencing new hormones, they become curious. It's why the adult in any adult-child relationship is the one responsible to set and hold boundaries. This is the danger of social media, unsupervised access to the entire world. If you're listening to this right now and remembering your young days on Kik and are now questioning some things, just know that you are not alone. The comments keep going with more girls saying things like, "You're telling me that I might be in the files?" Someone replies, "Me as fuck right now, hello?" These two really had me cackling. It says, "Of course it is," and "Is this fucking play about us?" These last two here really show just how many of us were doing fucked shit at a young age online. These read, "Why is my past following me again?" And "I should have listened to my mama and stayed off that damn phone," which I think we all probably were told that by our mamas. Kik is an extremely diabolical app. So let's watch this TikTok where the girl from the previous video actually shows the evidence of Kik in the files.
Kik really is in the Epstein files, and you have to fucking see this shit. So I'm about to show you, hold on, Kik Messenger. You can find this on justice.gov/Epstein to look for your fucking self. Hold on.
The screenshot reads, "The user Empire Forever One was a member of the Kik group Teeny Tiny Tots, which has been established as a child sexual abuse material group on Kik Messenger."
Are y'all seeing this shit? Teeny Tiny Tots, a part of a group. And yes, I get we're not actual victims of this, and I don't want to take away from the actual people that have been harmed and groomed and trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell and maybe our sitting president. I don't want to get into that, which I do believe he is low-key. But anyways, they were really doing this shit just wild ass open, and they were getting everybody. Dude, I was 11 to 12 years old talking to grown ass men. In my head, I thought I had a fucking boyfriend. I was a child. Don't come at me. But yeah, they're in the files.
I was very relieved to see her say the quiet part out loud at the end of this video because so many victims stay quiet due to feelings of embarrassment when the truth is they were taken advantage of at a vulnerable age by someone who knew they were vulnerable. These predators love to take advantage of the secrecy and exclusivity of these apps. So a child being on them is literally a sitting duck. Roblox is a big villain for this exact thing today. The commenters on this post also told their stories, so let's read through some of them. This one reads, I catfished older men and a whole friend group. I'm not proud of it, but it happened. Another goes, I put those memories in a box at the back of my closet, but now, ... These next ones are a bit more humorous, with someone saying, damn it, they got us, and hope there's no examples. Mind you, this whole trend of posting memes in comment sections needs to stick around because they are freaking hilarious. This next commenter says, it's okay, they got me too, girl. And I remember telling my friends there was no way they were really talking to any of the One Direction band members or Justin Bieber, and some of them continued to message them. This is terrifying to me because it's confirmation that the Preds were that early on being calculated specifically in pretending to be boys that had a high volume of young female fans. The poster replied to this comment saying, bro, I talked to Justin Bieber too. If all of that was not disturbing enough, we're going to read these final 3 comments. Crying, screaming, and throwing up because some man on Kik put my giddies on a t-shirt and started selling it. I was in fact still a minor. That's low-key giving Amanda Todd. And even if the comment is funny, the situation is really not funny at all. This next lady goes, the embarrassment I get for my younger self is so bad. Memories will randomly pop into my head when I'm trying to fall asleep, like, please no. I'd rather not remember my 28-year-old boyfriend who threatened to kill himself when I wouldn't go to the bathroom for him. Again, I want to reiterate that this woman should not feel embarrassed. You were allowed access to a dangerous app at a young age, and unfortunately, there were predators already on there waiting for you. This last commenter says, was it not Kik and Omegle we all saw our first dick on, or am I living in an alternate world? And the poster responds with, definitely saw my first on Kik. I'm sitting here wondering how many girls had their first sexual experience on one of these apps, and I would also be interested to know how many of these girls now struggle with porn addiction or hypersexuality. Being exposed to this type of temptation and arousal at too young of an age can have a long-term effect on you. Early exposure to sexual content can significantly impact children's development, leading to hypersexuality and other problematic behaviors. Psychological effects. Children exposed to sexual content at a young age often lack the emotional and cognitive tools to process what they see. This exposure can lead to confusion, shame, and anxiety, which may manifest as withdrawal from social interactions or acting out behaviors. Behavioral outcomes. Research indicates that early exposure to sexual material can lead to risky sexual behaviors. For instance, studies have shown that boys exposed to sexually explicit media are more likely to engage in sexual activities earlier than their peers who are not exposed. Girls exposed to similar content also show increased likelihood of engaging in sexual behaviors. Hypersexuality development. Hypersexuality or compulsive sexual behavior can develop as a response to early exposure to sexual content, particularly when combined with childhood trauma. All 3 of these bullet points fit perfectly into what we're discussing here today. This is why children need to be protected from social media. You can get your child a phone so they can call you, but there's no reason your child should have Instagram, Kik, Snapchat, Facebook, etc. If your child does have a phone, please make sure you go through it. Not behind their backs either. You should let them know nothing they do on there will ever be private. The youth are the future of our entire human civilization, and these people who try to harm kids and infiltrate their innocence are not human. Protect your children, please, and keep them far away from social media. I wanted to add one more example to really hit my point out of the park. This is a firefighter from Kansas who is chatting up a 15-year-old girl. This post from Kansas Youth Protect says, meet Anthony Ricagno. He proceeded to add the decoy on Snapchat and claimed there would be nothing sexual, but then initiated into truth or dare with the so-said 15-year-old. After a while of getting comfortable, he asked the decoy to be his girlfriend. Then the decoy proceeded to ask to meet up, and he instantly blocked, and all of the Snap messages got deleted. Ladies and gentlemen, there are predators everywhere. This is a local firefighter in Ottawa County, Kansas. Monitor your child's social medias. Here is what this pred looks like. The messages read, hey, hi, how are you? I'm good, and you? Could be better. Where are you from? Minneapolis, Kansas, you. Selena. Nice. How old are you? 22. You? 25. 15. Sorry, I meant 15. Then why is your birth date on here say 2008? That's 5 years younger than me, so you'd be 17, not 15. Yeah, I know, I lied on it. Why? Because I don't want to get kicked off of Facebook, silly. Okay, you know with you being 15, nothing more than a friendship can happen, right? I really hope you know that. No, I didn't know. I wouldn't tell anyone. Not risking my job, nor am I stupid enough to do that. Sorry. You're okay. I understand. I wouldn't make you do anything. I'm a firefighter in Ottawa County, so I can't do that. And I'm sorry, but to be with me, you'd have to be older. A firefighter? That's awesome. Very cool. Yeah, that's cute. And plus, I'm not like the guy who came all the way from Great Bend to meet up with a 15-year-old. I'm not that stupid. I don't know anything about that. It's all over Facebook. Really? I want to see. I'm rarely on here, so I can either send my phone number or Snap. I can't text you. I'm kind of weird when it comes to Snapchat. Send me yours. Sends the phone number. She says, that's me. He says, your Snap? I'm on Snap a lot more. She sends it. What's the Bitmoji on it? Never mind, you've already added me. Oh, have I? LOL. Yeah. Snap? ? You've already added me on it and texted me. Yeah, I know I texted you, silly. Haha. Yeah. And this is his profile. The part of these messages that concerns me the most is that this predator is watching the catching predator shows and keeping up to date on the new techniques used to catch these predators. They're literally like a fucking virus that evolves its resistance over time. This man is a firefighter, for crying out loud. Someone who is supposed to be a top person you can run to for help. These pedophiles are getting very brave nowadays. I'm sure you have all heard of the current Athena Strand trial. A FedEx driver took this poor angel from her yard while delivering packages so that he could sexually gratify himself using her to then torture and murder her in the most horrific way. Meanwhile, she was just a beautiful little girl. Your children are not safe anywhere that is not in your direct line of sight. So when I say pull your children out of school, I mean it with my entire being. Why are pedophiles allowed to serve 2 years, 3 years, and then be let back out to abuse more kids?
According to a press release that was issued by the Fishers Police Department, Jonathan Peternell was arrested on October 23, 2025. He was charged with child exploitation and multiple counts of possession of child sexual abuse material. He did not post bond. He remained in custody throughout the entirety of the court proceeding, and the chat logs appeared to show Jonathan live in a Snapchat group called Diddy Disciples. And in one conversation, he sent a video, or appeared to send a video to another user, and then wrote, "I just like looking at this S from time to time." So according to court records, in January of 2026, Jonathan Peternell pleaded guilty to 1 count of child exploitation. This is a level 4 felony, and 3 counts of possession of child sexual abuse material. That plea agreement left the sentence up to the judge with one condition. The maximum he could receive was 6 years. So on February 13, 2026, Judge Mark Dudley handed down his decision. You alluded to it, but what you do affects what other people do and has them exploit minors. That's pretty darn serious, and my sentencing reflects that. And then he handed down the maximum allowed under the plea agreement, 6 years, 4 years in the Indiana Department of Correction, and 2 years suspended to probation, and also lifetime registration as a sex offender.
It's basically proof that we have these same creatures working in law enforcement, the judicial system, the government. For fuck's sakes, there's even proof the president of the United States likes little girls. I strongly believe that Earth is hell. And with that thought, I want to introduce a philosophical paradox to you all called the Epicurean paradox. This is an argument that presents you with only 2 choices as to why evil exists in this world. The Epicurean paradox. Either God wants to abolish evil and cannot, or he can but does not want to. If he wants to but cannot, he is impotent. If he can but does not want to, he is wicked. If God can abolish evil and God really wants to do it, why is there evil in the world? If that was hard to understand, let's break it down a little further. The argument states there's only 2 ways that evil could exist in the world. The 2 options are that God wants to get rid of evil, but is unable to, proving that he is not all-powerful. Or God does have the ability to destroy all evil, but chooses not to, which would make him himself evil. The argument is basically foolproof that God is not this all-powerful, all-good being that the Bible claims him to be. If he was, the world would know no evil, which is why I believe the earth is actually hell, and passing on is our only escape. Another little food for thought. If we are made in God's image, and we are all sinners, then what does that say about God? What are your thoughts on this topic? Were you a victim of Kik as well? Let me know in the comments. It was great talking to you all, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!